close your eyes and take a deep breath. Imagine a world without roads, without cities, without humans. No language, no fire, just wilderness. This was Earth 2.8 million years ago, a planet ruled by instinct, survival, and nature's raw force. We're going back in time to witness life as it truly was, before we became human. Back then, Earth was in the middle of a dramatic transformation. Massive climate shifts were drying up rainforests and replacing them with open grasslands. In East Africa, where our ancestors lived, volcanoes rumbled and storms shaped the land. It was a world of uncertainty, constantly shifting landscapes, extreme weather, and unpredictable danger. But it was also the stage where evolution began to sculpt something new, the beginning of humanity. This world was not empty. Giant predators like saber-toothed cats, crocodiles the length of cars, and packs of hyenas hunted across the plains. Elephants and giraffes moved in herds. Birds with wingspans longer than a man flew overhead. And in between them all lived the early hominids. Not fully ape, not fully human, small, curious, and learning. These were our ancestors, trying to survive in a world that had no mercy. One of the earliest known species of our lineage was Australopithecus. They walked upright, had strong arms, and could use both trees and land to escape predators. But around 2.8 million years ago, a new kind of hominin started to appear. Homo habilis, the handyman, was different. They made and used tools, broke bones to reach the marrow inside, and scavenged meat from kills left by larger animals. They didn't dominate their world. They survived by adapting to it. Imagine waking up, not in a bed, but under a tree, surrounded by danger. Your day starts with finding food, avoiding predators, and caring for your group. Food wasn't just fruits and plants. Meat was a rare and valuable source of energy. Homo habilis used stone tools to scrape, crack, and cut. Their hands were becoming more skillful. Their minds were becoming more curious. Each day was about staying alive and learning. They didn't live alone. Evidence shows early hominins traveled in groups. They looked after each other. If one was injured, others helped. If a child was born, the group protected it. These were the first seeds of family, love, loss, protection. In a world of constant threat, their strength came from togetherness. They were beginning to form social bonds, a trait that would define humanity forever. Their brains were growing. Slowly, generation after generation, the skulls of Homo habilis showed signs of expansion. That growth meant better memory, better planning, and better learning. Soon, other species would rise, Homo erectus, Homo heidelbergensis, but it all began here, 2.8 million years ago. This was the spark of the human journey. The environment shaped them just as much as predators did. Droughts, floods, fires, nature tested them every year. Migration was common. Food was never guaranteed. But with every challenge, Homo habilis learned something new. They adapted. They remembered. They evolved. Their footsteps left marks in mud and ash, traces we can still find today. There was no fire yet, no spoken language, but they used gestures, expressions, and sounds to communicate. Their eyes told stories. Their movements gave warnings. They used stones, bones, sticks. They understood patterns, where animals moved, when the rains came, where danger hid. It was intelligence without words, thought without speech, and it worked. Why should we care about creatures who lived so long ago? Because they were us. Their struggles gave birth to our strength. Their curiosity lit the path we still walk today. Their ability to adapt, to care, to learn, that's what makes us human. Without their journey, we wouldn't exist. So, next time you wonder who you really are, remember, you are the result of millions of years of survival. Before we had fire, tools, or language, we had something more powerful, the will to endure. That will was born 2.8 million years ago, and it still burns in you.
But let's not stop here, because 2.8 million years ago wasn't just about survival. It was also about discovery. About the small, quiet moments that shaped our ancestors' lives and pushed them forward. Imagine a child of Homo habilis holding a stone for the first time. There is no school, no teacher, but there is curiosity. He mimics his elders, striking one stone against another. A spark doesn't come, but a sharp edge does. And that edge becomes a tool. That tool becomes survival. That survival becomes legacy. Picture the silence of the savannah at night. The only light comes from the stars. The only warmth is from the body heat of the group, huddled together for safety. Every shadow is a possible threat, but in that silence, a child listens to the grunts and hums of the elders. A rhythm forms. Maybe it's not yet language, but it's a code, a bond, a way to pass on knowledge. These early humans didn't just react to nature, they began to understand it. They tracked animal migrations, they remembered the seasons, they followed the rain. Their minds weren't just surviving, they were beginning to question, to connect. This was also a time when the line between life and death was razor thin. Every meal was a gift. Every injury could be fatal. But they helped each other. They mourned their dead. They passed on stories through gestures and mimicry. Culture, in its rawest form, was being born. Imagine the first moments of laughter. A child mimics an elder, and the group responds with joy. These were sparks of something more: emotion, empathy, memory, the beginnings of what we now call humanity. And though Homo habilis would eventually vanish, their mark is eternal. Because every species that followed, Homo erectus, Neanderthals, Homo sapiens, carried their fire forward. Not the literal flame, but the deeper one, the desire to thrive, not just survive. That desire led to migration, out of Africa, across continents. It led to invention, shelters, clothing, cooperation. It led to stories, passed down through symbols, carvings, cave paintings, the first whispers of art, imagination, and spirit. Even today, their DNA lives on in us. Their instincts echo in our fears. Their curiosity lives in our imagination. Their courage lives in every step we take into the unknown. When we explore space, build cities, or simply teach our children, we continue their legacy. They were not just the beginning of us, they are still a part of us. In our bones, our blood, and our breath. We are not separate from them. We are their future, and they are our beginning.